For both you guys, what how's this offseason been like for you guys as far as your growth and strength, all that kind of stuff, and what are you looking forward to most with getting out there today?
I feel like it's been really good, just getting to know everybody. We have a lot of transfers and just the, energy that, they bring. And, I'm coming back for my second year, so just applying what I did, last year to this year. I'm excited to, see everybody. It's going to be, a little different seeing, different numbers and different faces, on the field. But, I'm excited for, the opportunity just to be out there and, compete, with Sorey and, what he can do. We all saw it last year, and I feel like he's, one of the best in not even in the conference, but in the country. And, I'm just blessed to, go against that type of defense every single day. So.
Yeah, kind of like he was saying, this offseason, there's been a lot of lifting and running and stuff. And personally for me, I want to put on a little bit more weight and get a little stronger. So that's what I've been focusing on this offseason. And like he said, just to get back with everybody, the group and stuff, team-wise, and just play football. That's what I'm happy about, to be back playing football. So.
Taylen, I think you got like 7 new receivers total, I guess, right now, 5 transfers. What has it been like with all the new faces out there, and you develop any early chemistry with anybody?
It's been really good. Just like you said, seeing, all new faces and, just trying to get chemistry with everybody and just the, different routes. And, it, really tested me on how much I know the offense, because I got to be, the coaches aren't out there, when we're throwing. So I got to, tell them the depth and, when to cut and, even with the, the new quarterbacks and the tempo with the 3-step, 5-step or anything that we do. So it definitely tested me in my, details in the offense and, as me as a leader too. And all of them, have been really, stuck out to me. And everybody's just excited just to put the pads on. And, everybody's talking about, one-on-ones and, of course, 11-on-11, but, really the one-on-ones.
Hey, Taylen, kind of the same question about the tight ends. I mean, you've got Andrews is back, but the other guys are pretty much new tight ends. You feel like you can develop pretty good chemistry with Rohan and the other guys there?
I feel like everybody's going to just see the versatility that, the tight end room has. Of course, you got Andreas, he's coming back in his role. He's coming back. You can see him, leading the tight ends and just being, mature and leading the freshmen and, Rohan and Jaden, how they, stepped in. And, I want to say it's Rohan's third school. So, he knows how, with the new offense and new playbook, he knows how to, study and make sure he gets the plays right. And, we all have like a great chemistry and, great. I'll say the tight end room is one of the most joking, like laughs. They're always laughing, always having a good time, and, got 2 international players. So it's definitely cool to see how they interact too.
You're starting quarterback, but the backups, do you feel pretty good? Those 3, none of them are experienced really, but do you feel pretty good about the guys behind 3 or 4 behind you?
Oh, definitely. Just the details that we've been, having in our meetings and, on and off the field, having questions. We just had quarterback dinner, and that's just really speaks to me. Just especially, KJ's been, stepping up in the role that he has, and and I have to do my part. And being my last year, I got to make sure that anybody that is after me, that's gonna take the ropes, and that's what I'm really big on, just leaving this place better than what I found it.
Both you guys are, last year you were the new faces. Now you're some of the older guys. Just how different has this offseason been, already acclimated to the program and having to be more of a mentor for some of the new guys?
For me, I think when I got here, and I was a new guy, I was more so I wanted to learn a lot. And I still want to learn this year, but it's more so like building on that, what I've learned already. So being with Coach T. Will and the training staff and stuff, it's just a lot to work on still, but yeah, that's really about it.
I was, say the same, just being that mentor and being that person that, freshmen look up to. I got another responsibility. Like, I can't like each day I have to have a certain level of intensity, a certain level of energy that I have. Like we had like 6 a.m. Lifts, but I can't be tired, and because people, especially being quarterback or the leaders of either the defense and the offense, we have to be energy givers, not energy takers, and that's what is one thing that I'm big on. So
Does it feel different? Like, do you feel a little bit, I don't know, more confident, more secure right now, or is it kind of just this a new football season?
I would say my confidence level is higher because it's my second year in the offense, and just where I was just last year, my eyes was like, oh, and with the offense, and getting on the same page with Petrino and the different plays in the run game and different responsibilities I had to do. So I'll say my confidence level is higher than, but at the same time I got a lot to get better at, and that's what I'm really focused on. I'm not really content, especially the year I had last year was good, but I could have done way better. And Coach Petrino's like the first one to say that, and that was one of our exit meetings. He was like, you could do a lot better, and we know what to get better at. So.
And Xavian, there's a lot of new guys on the defense, but the linebacker room, a lot of familiar faces. How valuable is that experience that you guys have returning there?
It's very valuable. Me, Steven Dix, Bradley Shaw, Wyatt Simmons, those guys, they was out here last year. And then we got freshmen that came in too. So I think our room, I think we're going to be good. We got Coach T. Will leading it, and yeah.
Taylen, what have conversations for you been like with Coach Petrino moving into the spring? What's he kind of looking for from you?
Really just just going through the games last year, and just my decision making, and he grades on 2 things: decision making, and execution. And we have like a full Excel grade sheet, and of course we went through it right after the game or the day after the game, but going through it again and just taking time to ask like what he was going through and why he called a certain play, what he wanted me to do, and things like that. So just taking time of that, and of course limiting the turnovers and taking care of the ball, because we have a great defense and great special teams. So I got to do my job and to take care of the ball, and to put points on the board anyway, whether that's me running or me throwing the ball, just doing whatever I have to do.
Yeah, whenever you announced you were coming back, you said you wanted to develop this year. By going back and kind of doing that self-reflection, what are some things you've identified as biggest development areas?
I would say there's really 2 big things. Like I said, taking care of the ball, the fumbles and interceptions, and my ability, to focus, all 4 quarters, especially when I get tired. I seem, my ability, to think about the read or think about everything that I have to go through. That's a really big thing that I have to get better at. Whether it's you're tired 4th quarter, or I just had like a 60-yard run and I got to be able to audible or call a different play. So that's a really big thing I'm stressing is to get my stamina up, and and it's all like mental toughness, I would say, just to do that.
Xavian, you mentioned some of the running backs or new freshmen that y'all have. One of those guys is Tavion Wallace. Kind of, I'm curious, what have your impressions been of him? What does he bring to the table?
Yeah, Tavion, he's athletic. He's big, and I think when he got here, he said he was like 220, and it's only been a couple weeks, and he's already like 230, 235. So he's been taking it serious in the weight room and training and stuff like that. And then he's willing to grow and learn. Ask a lot of questions, and like even with the older guys on the defense, like he'll come up to us, ask us questions and stuff. So he's not just asking coaches questions; he's trying to learn from other players as well. So that's one of the big things I take away from him.
Coach was telling us the other day that Fernando is going to be moving inside, potentially even playing center. I'm curious if you've gotten any work with him snapping the ball, and kind of what's it say about him that he's willing to move from a left tackle position to inside, whatever the team needs.
It speaks volumes to who he is, and yes, I have got snaps with him at center and just a different either guard, but that speaks to he's willing to do anything it takes to win. That's what being, Arkansas Razorback is, doing what it takes to win, whether, you like it or not. Not saying he doesn't like it, but, just being a leader, even though it's a different position, he's still, out there. When Junior's, on the field, he has a presence about him. He's like really loud and vocal, and that's what, I like, as a quarterback.
And you mentioned that this is going to be your last season. Do you have any personal pressures, or does it feel any different going through spring football for the last time?
I would say just being really intentional and really urgent in what I do, and every single play and every single rep that I have, whether it's good or bad, learning from it and taking notes and diligent notes in the film room, and like I said, just being a mentor for the younger guys, because it's crazy. It's my fifth spring and went by fast. So that's why I'm telling the freshmen, like, it's gonna go by fast. So have fun and just go play ball.
If Fernando does end up moving inside, I'm wondering what your thoughts are on the candidates at tackle, like Shaq or Corey Robinson, some of those guys.
They look really good. I think when they committed, I posted on Twitter. I was loving the committing, and they decided to come here and trust in not just me, but Coach Pitt and Coach Petrino and the things that and the vision that they have, and we have potential to be the number one offense in the country. And that's what we set out to be, and that's what we're going to be, and that's what I like. And the one thing about the new transfers in the O-line, they work. That's the really the big thing that stuck out to me. Like, we had team runs, and they're 300 pounds and up, and they never quit. They're going always full speed, and they got a chip on their shoulder, and that's what I feel like everybody in this program has something to prove, and has a chip on their shoulder. So that's what I really like about them.
Braylon's weight's down to 238, and
He's looking good.
We're told we'll notice it when we see him out there. Your thoughts on him, and you think he has the potential this year to be kind of a bell cow type of back for you guys?
I would say he's looking really good. He said he laid off the late night snacks and things like that. But he was, even when we had recovery days on Wednesday, he's over there doing boxing with the strength staff. So that just shows the level of commitment that he has, and like you said, his potential. He can do that. And I had to comment. I mean, not comment, but I had to tell him, like, you have potential. You just have to focus in and do it. And just like all of us, the opportunity in our schedule is there. We just have to go get it, and we got to go attack it. And that's what just our motto is for this season.
Taylen just talked about the offensive line. I'm curious, what have you seen from the defensive line? Because Cam Ball's the only returning starter. He's not going to practice this spring. What have you seen from the new guys up front?
A lot of leadership. As far as playing football, we'll see today. Really haven't got the chance to see them actually play, but as far as working out, running and stuff, team runs and walkthroughs, a lot of leadership with all those guys, every group, ones, twos, and threes.
Oh, we mentioned, going into the Liberty Bowl that 7-6 just feels a lot different than 6-7. What did that win kind of do for y'all springboarding into the second semester?
I would say gave us confidence. Whether we was 7-6 or 6-6, I don't know. But I would say give us confidence and just something to work towards, something to work for, and we don't want no losses. That's our goal for every season. So we don't really want no losses, and that's it.
I would say the same. Just it gave us momentum into the offseason, what to look forward to, and we have the games from last year to think about and look on what we did well and what we didn't do well, and that's the things that correlate to not just in football practice, but in off season, whether it's the last rep, and I ain't gonna lie, we lift heavyweight, so that's what we have that mentality of we're gonna finish every single rep, every single set, and every single run, and you're gonna see that in this coming fall. So that's what I'm excited about.
Taylen, as a quarterback, when they're going in the portal and getting all the receivers that they got, all the tight ends they got, like, how are you approaching that? Are you like pulling up those guys' stats online, looking at YouTube videos of them? Like, how do you? What's that like for you when they're having guys like that?
That's a really good question. Also, I do my research. I look them up and see. Of course, their highlights go on YouTube and just when they first got here, just talk to them and just talk to them just on a personal level, not just talk about ball. And of course, the film speaks for itself. And like I said, all the freshmen, not freshmen, but all the transfers, have a similar mentality of a chip on their shoulder and something to prove. And that's what I really like. They're not really entitled to anything. They just want to have an opportunity and want to make the most of it.
You mentioned cutting down the turnovers is one of your goals. Is that more of is that something you can practice physically in practice, or is that more of a mental thing in the classroom? Kind of, how do you go about fixing that for this year?
I'll say it first starts with the film room and getting on the same page. Just get in the same mode and of understanding why I made the decision, not just watching the film and just going to the next play, but understanding what made me make that decision or do those things, and ask questions to Petrino, and that will correlate to on the field. And I feel like the more the more the game slows down. But there's going to be a lot of information I learned, especially in this offense. But I have to do a great job of filtering that information and simplifying it, and so I can just go out there and play my brand of football. So.